Ntwadumela. The name itself sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to speak it. In the Tonga language it meant, "he who greets with fire." A fitting name for a creature of such terrifying power and ferocity. Ntwadumela was not just a lion, he was a monster, a man-eater. His reign of terror gripped the Luangwa Valley, leaving a trail of blood and fear in its wake. The villagers lived in constant fear, their lives overshadowed by the presence of this formidable beast. They whispered tales of his ferocity around the fire, each story more terrifying than the last. The elders spoke of how Ntwadumela would appear out of nowhere, his eyes glowing like embers in the night, striking fear into the hearts of all who saw him. In the dead of night, when the village was cloaked in darkness, the sound of his roar would echo through the valley, a chilling reminder of his presence. The villagers would huddle together, praying for the dawn to break, for the light to chase away the shadows of their fear. Ntwadumela's power was unmatched. He moved with a grace that belied his size, his muscles rippling under his tawny coat. His roar was a symphony of terror, a sound that could freeze the blood in your veins. He was the king of the savannah, and he ruled with an iron paw. His attacks were swift and brutal. He would pounce on his prey with a ferocity that left no room for escape. The sight of him with blood on his muzzle was a common one, a grim reminder of his lethal prowess. He was a predator in the truest sense, a creature of the wild, untamed and unstoppable. The Luangwa Valley, with its lush landscapes and abundant wildlife, was his kingdom. But it was also a place of fear, a place where the shadow of Ntwadumela loomed large. The river, usually a source of life, became a place of dread, as the villagers knew that Ntwadumela could be lurking nearby, ready to strike. The trail of blood and fear he left in his wake was a testament to his reign of terror. Carcasses of animals and sometimes even humans were found scattered across the valley, each one a grim reminder of his presence. The villagers lived in a state of perpetual fear, always looking over their shoulders, always aware that Ntwadumela could be watching, waiting for his next victim. South Luangwa National Park, a haven for wildlife in eastern Zambia. This was Ntwadumela's domain. The park, sprawling over 9,050 square kilometers, is a sanctuary for a diverse array of species. From the majestic elephants to the elusive leopards, the park is a vibrant tapestry of life. But amidst this natural splendor, a shadow lurked. A shadow in the form of a lion, unlike any other. This lion was known as Ntwadumela, a name that struck fear into the hearts of those who heard it. A vast expanse of woodlands and grassy plains teeming with prey. The park's ecosystem was a delicate balance where every creature played a role. Herds of impalas, zebras and buffaloes roamed the plains, always on alert for predators. The woodlands provided cover for the stealthy hunters, while the rivers and waterholes were lifelines for all. In this intricate web of life, Ntwadumela was the apex predator. But unlike his kin, who hunted the abundant wildlife, Ntwadumela had developed a taste for something far more sinister. But Ntwadumela craved a different kind of meat, human meat. His predatory instincts had evolved, making him a menace not just to the animals of the park, but to the people living on its fringes. Villagers spoke in hushed tones about the beast that stalked the night, a creature that seemed almost supernatural in its cunning and ferocity. Ntwadumela's attacks were swift and brutal, leaving no trace but fear and sorrow in their wake. He was a giant among lions, larger than any other seen before. His sheer size was intimidating, a testament to his dominance in the wild. Weighing over 250 kilograms, Ntwadumela was a force of nature. His powerful muscles rippled beneath his tawny coat, and his eyes, a piercing amber, seemed to hold an unsettling intelligence. He was not just a lion, he was a legend, a living nightmare for those who crossed his path. His mane, a dark, thick mane, framed a face scarred from countless battles. Each scar told a story of survival, of dominance, of a life lived on the edge. These marks were not just physical, they were symbols of his reign over the Luangwa Valley. Ntwadumela had fought many rivals, both animal and human, and had emerged victorious every time. His scars were a testament to his resilience and his unyielding spirit. His roar, a deep guttural rumble, echoed through the night, a harbinger of death. It was a sound that sent shivers down the spine of anyone who heard it. The roar could be heard for miles, a chilling reminder of the beast that ruled the night. For the villagers, it was a warning to stay indoors, to keep their fires burning bright, and to pray that Ntwadumela would not come for them. In the darkness of the Luangwa Valley, his roar was the sound of impending doom. Night after night, Ntwadumela stalked the villages that bordered the park. The villagers armed with spears and courage were no match for his brute strength and cunning. He would slip through the darkness, unseen, unheard, until it was too late. Huts were reduced to splinters, screams pierced the night, and Ntwadumela always chose his victims carefully: women, children, the old and the weak. Stories of Ntwadumela's exploits spread like wildfire. Some whispered that he was no ordinary lion. He was a demon, they said, a supernatural being possessed by an evil spirit. Others believed he was the reincarnation of a powerful chief, returned to punish the living. Whatever the truth, fear of Ntwadumela seeped into every corner of the valley. He became a legend, a nightmare made flesh. Stopping Ntwadumela became a priority. Conservationists, fearing for the safety of both humans and the lion population, tried to trap him. Their efforts proved futile. Ntwadumela was too clever, too elusive. He seemed to vanish into thin air only to reappear when least expected. Hunters, lured by the challenge and the notoriety of killing such a beast, also tried their luck. They too were met with failure. Finally, a renowned big game hunter, Wayne Hosek, took up the challenge. Hosek was a skilled tracker, known for his patience and determination. He spent weeks studying Ntwadumela's movements, learning his habits. The final confrontation took place on a moonless night. Ntwadumela, drawn by the scent of a tethered goat, approached Hosek's hiding place. A single shot rang out. The reign of the man-eater was over. Ntwadumela's body, riddled with bullets, was enormous. He was a magnificent creature even in death. His skin and skull were preserved. Today they are on display at the Field Museum in Chicago, a stark reminder of his reign of terror. Scientists studying his remains discovered that Ntwadumela suffered from severe tooth decay and a jaw injury. These ailments, they believe, may have contributed to his turn to man-eating. The story of Ntwadumela raises many questions. Why do some lions become man-eaters? Is it hunger, injury, or something more sinister? Some experts believe that a combination of factors, including human encroachment on lion territory and a decline in natural prey, can drive lions to target humans. Others point to individual lions with pre-existing conditions that make hunting their usual prey difficult. Whatever the reasons, Ntwadumela serves as a haunting reminder of the delicate balance between humans and wildlife. This balance is often fragile, teetering on the edge of conflict and coexistence. In the vast expanse of the African savanna, where the horizon stretches endlessly, the lives of humans and animals are intricately intertwined. The story of Ntwadumela, a lion whose name means "he who greets with fire," is a testament to this delicate equilibrium. His presence in the Luangwa Valley was both a symbol of nature's raw power and a source of fear for the local communities. He is a symbol of the power of nature and the fear it can inspire. The roar of a lion, echoing through the valley, is a sound that commands respect and instills a primal fear. It is a reminder that despite our advancements in technologies, there are forces in the natural world that remain beyond our control. Ntwadumela's reign in the valley was marked by a series of encounters that left an indelible mark on the memories of those who lived through them. His ability to elude capture and his cunning made him a legend, a creature of both myth and reality. His story continues to fascinate and terrify, reminding us that there are still creatures in this world that can challenge our dominance. In a world where humans often see themselves as the apex predators, Ntwadumela's tale is a humbling reminder of our place in the natural order. The awe and fear he inspired are emotions that transcend time, connecting us to our ancestors who once lived in constant vigilance of the wild. As the sun sets over the savanna, casting long shadows, the presence of such a formidable predator is a stark reminder of the untamed wilderness that still exists, that can make us feel small and vulnerable. Standing in the vastness of the African wilderness, one cannot help but feel a sense of insignificance. The sheer scale of the landscape, combined with the presence of apex predators like Ntwadumela, puts into perspective the fragility of human life. It is a humbling experience, one that strips away the layers of modernity and exposes the raw, primal instincts that lie beneath. The story of Ntwadumela is not just about a lion. It is about the eternal dance between man and nature, a dance that is as old as time itself. Ntwadumela, the man-eater of Luangwa Valley, may be gone, but his legend lives on. His story is passed down through generations, a cautionary tale of respect for the natural world. The memorials and stories serve as a reminder of the thin line that separates us from the wild. In the heart of the Luangwa Valley, where the echoes of his roar can still be felt, Ntwadumela's legacy endures. It is a legacy that speaks to the power of nature, the resilience of life, and the enduring mystery of the wild. His story is one of survival, instinct, and the blurred lines between man and beast. He navigated the savannah with an uncanny ability to adapt and overcome, facing challenges that would have felled lesser creatures. Ntwadumela was a creature of habit, but his habits were not those of his kind. He followed a path that was uniquely his own, often venturing into territories that other lions would avoid. He operated with a chilling precision, a calculated approach to hunting that set him apart. His methods were meticulous, his strategies flawless, making him a formidable predator. This was no ordinary predator. Ntwadumela was a strategist, a master of his domain who understood the intricate balance of life and death on the savannah. This was a strategist, a master of his domain. His presence commanded respect and instilled fear, not just among the animals, but also among the humans who dared to cross his path. His very existence challenged the balance of life and death on the savannah. He was a disruptor, a force that could not be ignored, altering the dynamics of the ecosystem with his every action. Ntwadumela's roar was a sound that struck fear into the hearts of men. It was a declaration of his dominance, a reminder of the raw power that lay within him. It was a deep, guttural sound, a primal echo across the plains. This roar was not just a call, it was a statement, a testament to his reign over the land. It spoke of a power that was both terrifying and awe-inspiring. This lion was different. He embodied the very essence of the wild, a living symbol of strength and resilience. He was bolder, more cunning, and he seemed to possess an eerie awareness of human behavior. It was as if he could anticipate their moves, understand their intentions, and outwit them at every turn. Lions by nature are wary of humans. They are majestic creatures, often seen as the kings of the savannah, but they are also cautious and prefer to avoid unnecessary risks. Their interactions with humans are usually limited to distant observations, as they are well aware of the dangers that humans can pose. They avoid confrontation, preferring to stick to their established territories and prey. In their natural habitat, lions are the apex predators, ruling over their domain with a sense of balance and order. They hunt antelopes, zebras, and other herbivores, maintaining the delicate ecosystem of the savannah. Yet, Ntwadumela broke this mold. Unlike his kin, he ventured into human territories, crossing the invisible boundaries that lions typically respect. His boldness was unprecedented, and it sent waves of fear and curiosity through the local communities. He actively sought out human contact, turning the tables on the age-old dynamic between predator and prey. This lion was not just a hunter of animals, he became a hunter of humans, a predator that defied the natural order. His actions were a stark reminder of the unpredictable power of nature. This was an unsettling shift, a stark reminder of the raw power that nature held. The sight of Ntwadumela, roaring in the wild, sent chills down the spines of those who witnessed it. His presence was a testament to the untamed spirit of the wilderness, a force that could not be easily controlled or understood. His attacks were not random acts of aggression. They were deliberate, calculated moves that demonstrated a deep understanding of his prey. Ntwadumela was not just a lion acting on instinct, he was a strategist, a thinker who planned his every move with precision. They were calculated, planned events that spoke of an almost human-like understanding of strategy. He observed his targets from a distance, learning their routines and habits. His ability to adapt and strategize made him a formidable opponent, one that was feared and respected by all who knew of him. Ntwadumela would stalk his victims often for days, learning their routines, exploiting their weaknesses. His patience and persistence were unmatched, and he used these traits to his advantage. He moved through the grass with a stealth that was almost supernatural, blending into his surroundings and waiting for the perfect moment to strike. This was not the behavior of a mindless beast, but of a thinking, calculating hunter. Ntwadumela's actions were driven by a keen intellect and a deep understanding of his environment. He was a master of his domain, using his knowledge and skills to outwit his prey. The locals spoke of him in hushed tones, their voices laced with a mixture of fear and respect. Stories of his exploits were passed down through generations, each tale adding to the legend of the lion that dared to challenge the natural order. Ntwadumela was more than just a lion. He was a symbol of the wild, a reminder of the power and mystery that lay beyond the boundaries of human civilization. He was a phantom, a shadow that moved through the tall grass, always watching, always waiting for the opportune moment to strike. His ability to blend into his surroundings made him nearly invisible, a ghostly presence that haunted the edges of human settlements. Ntwadumela was a living legend, a creature of myth and nightmare, and his presence hung heavy over the land. His story is a testament to the enduring power of nature and the mysteries that still lie within the wild. He remains a symbol of the untamed, a reminder that there are forces in this world that we may never fully understand. The African savanna is a harsh mistress, a land of extremes where survival is a daily struggle. The dry season in particular pushes its inhabitants to the brink, testing their resilience and forcing them to make difficult choices. It was during one such unforgiving dry season that Ntwadumela's behavior took a sinister turn. The usual prey animals were scarce, their numbers decimated by the lack of water and grazing. Competition for resources was fierce even among the apex predators. The lions, already feeling the pressure, were forced to roam further afield, their territories overlapping, leading to increased conflict. This ecological pressure cooker, this crucible of survival, likely played a significant role in shaping Ntwadumela's behavior. The scarcity of natural prey may have driven him to seek out alternative sources of food, pushing him closer to human settlements, blurring the lines between the wild and the civilized. Ntwadumela's audacity, his apparent lack of fear towards humans, intrigued and baffled wildlife experts. Some theorized that he may have suffered some form of neurological damage, perhaps from an injury or disease that affected his fear response. Others believed that his behavior was a learned response, a consequence of early life experiences. Could it be that Ntwadumela in his youth had witnessed other lions successfully hunting humans? Had he, through some quirk of circumstance, been conditioned to see humans as prey rather than predators? The possibility, though disturbing, could not be discounted. It challenged our understanding of animal cognition, suggesting a capacity for learning and adaptation that was far greater than previously imagined. The psychological implications of Ntwadumela's behavior were fascinating. Was he driven by a primal instinct, a deep-seated urge to hunt and kill that superseded all other considerations? Or was there something more complex at play, a kind of calculated aggression born of necessity and honed by experience? Ntwadumela's case presented a unique opportunity for scientific study. Here was a chance to delve into the mind of a predator, to understand the factors that could lead to such a dramatic departure from normal behavior. Researchers were eager to analyze his DNA, to search for any genetic anomalies that might explain his fearlessness and aggression. Could there be hormonal imbalances at play, perhaps elevated levels of testosterone or other hormones associated with aggression? Or were there subtle neurological differences in Ntwadumela's brain, differences that affected his perception of risk and reward? The answers, if they could be found, promised to unlock valuable insights into the complex interplay between genetics, environment, and behavior. Ntwadumela became a living laboratory, his every move scrutinized, his every kill analyzed for clues. He was a puzzle, a riddle wrapped in fur and claws, and the scientific community was determined to solve him. To the local communities living in Ntwadumela's shadow, he was more than just an animal. He was a presence that loomed large in their lives, a constant reminder of the wild and untamed forces that surrounded them. His name was spoken with a mixture of awe and fear, a testament to the profound impact he had on their collective psyche. He was a force of nature, a creature of myth and legend. His roar could be heard echoing through the savannah, a sound that sent shivers down the spines of those who heard it. To see him was to witness the raw power and majesty of the natural world, a sight that left an indelible mark on all who were fortunate or unfortunate enough to encounter him. Some believed he was a demon, a harbinger of misfortune, his presence a sign of impending doom. Tales of his malevolent nature were whispered in the dark, stories of how his appearance would precede disaster, famine, or disease. These stories were not just idle gossip, they were deeply ingrained in the cultural fabric of the community, shaping their understanding of the world around them. Others saw him as a deity, a powerful spirit to be feared and revered. They believed that he held the balance of life and death in his paws, a guardian of the natural order. Rituals were performed in his honor, prayers offered to appease him, and sacred statues erected to symbolize his divine presence. To these villagers, Ntwadumela was a protector, a being whose favor they sought to curry through acts of devotion and reverence. Stories of his exploits were passed down through generations, each telling embellishing the truth, adding to the mystique surrounding this extraordinary creature. Elders would gather the young ones around and recount tales of Ntwadumela's incredible strength, his cunning intelligence, and his almost supernatural abilities. These stories were more than just entertainment, they were lessons, imparting wisdom and values to the next generation. He was the subject of countless songs and poems, his name whispered in hushed tones around campfires, a cautionary tale to ward off complacency and remind people of the raw power of the natural world. Musicians and poets found inspiration in his legend, creating works that celebrated his might and warned of the dangers of underestimating the wild. These artistic expressions kept his memory alive, ensuring that his story would endure through the ages. Ntwadumela's existence transcended the physical realm. He was not just a lion, he was a symbol, a representation of the untamed wilderness that lay just beyond the borders of human settlement. His presence was a reminder of the delicate balance between man and nature, a balance that could be easily disrupted if not respected. He had become an integral part of the local folklore, a symbol of the untamed wilderness, a reminder of the delicate balance between man and nature. His story was woven into the very fabric of the community, a testament to the enduring power of myth and legend. The villagers lived their lives with an awareness of his presence, a respect for the natural world that he embodied. He was a living legend, and his story would continue to be told long after he was gone. Ntwadumela's legacy was not just in the tales and songs, but in the way he had shaped the lives and beliefs of those who lived in his shadow. His legend would endure, a timeless reminder of the power and majesty of the natural world.